How can we dance with broken hearts? Despite war, despair, and sorrow, can we find joy? Sometimes my mother Joan says, the only response to life's struggles is to dance. Hello from Jerusalem, friends. Shabbat Shalom. I'm sorry not to be with you in New York City. I'm here at my mother's home, taking turns with my family around her bed. She's frail now and recently fell. It is a privilege to be here, delaying my return to help her as much as I can. Each day as I sit with her, she reflects on her life from the edge. I want to share one of her recent pearls of wisdom about how we rise above private and public pain to hold and sometimes grab each other's hands and dance. 1951, age 22, my mother emigrated from London to Israel. She was an idealist, a humanist, social worker, Zionist, wanting to help heal the wounds of a new nation. She spoke to me this week about the survival of arrival, how hard and long it took to understand her place in this land with all its secrets and struggles, until the homeland eventually became her home. 74 years later, my mother is 96, and Israel is 78. Both are hanging in there with a lot of pride, a lot of pain, and a lot of hope. Next week, Israel marks its independence. Flags are out, but the mood is heavy. After 2 years of ongoing war, protests, and the recent escalation with Iran, the week ahead is welcomed with mixed feelings. How can we hold both the hurt and the hopes, the cruelty and the love? Like many of my friends, both Israeli and Palestinian, I believe the only way beyond this binary bind is to reimagine a shared future where everyone celebrates freedom and sovereignty. This is the history we must dream into action. We are the writers of this plot. We must write the chapters that change it for good. Yesterday, my mother was reminiscing about her early days. Not just the hardships, but the feeling of being part of history. She described a festive spring night in Jerusalem, her first Independence Day, dancing in one of the main squares just 3 months after her arrival. She talked about the awe of that moment. We were aware, together, that we are dancing in the presence of a new history. Living in a time like this requires dancing. You can't just sit there and clap your hands. You just have to dance. I heard her and thought of what she didn't know or chose to look away from at that time. The price Palestinians were paying in the aftermath of 1948, the empty homes in Jerusalem, the French wounds of the Holocaust. Her words reminded me of the verse in Psalm 30, Hafachta mispadi lemacholi, you have turned my mourning into dancing. How do we switch sorrow into sacred joy? My mother can't really dance right now, though she moves her hips a little to songs my father and she used to dance to. And she moves her hands when we sing. But she reminds me that history is made of small circles that keep expanding. Don't just sit there. Get up and dance. Little moves go a long way. Trauma freezes the body. Collective trauma creates societies stuck in the past. Turning mourning into dance is a literal somatic release. It is what we must do to repair, to break old forms, and to forge a new path. The future is a bigger circle dance for all of us who call this land home. I'm not the only one dreaming of this dance. This week, the book, The Future is Peace, by my friends Aziz Abu Sara and Maoz Inon, was launched. These two men, a Palestinian and Israeli, who both lost loved ones to this conflict, believe there's no other way forward. They write, if it can happen here, it can happen anywhere. We grieved our losses and made the choice to forgive, releasing ourselves from the prison of our collective trauma. We talk of making, of working towards, of building peace, because peace is a constructive effort. Peace is not an ecstatic state, but a reality that must be nurtured and safeguarded every day and the day after that. Dream by dream, dance by dance. Just before Maoz flew to the U.S., we met for coffee. On his wall hangs a mandala created by his mother, a victim of October 7th. On it are the words that fuel his activism. We can achieve all our dreams if we'll be brave enough to chase them. So though I'm not with you tonight, I am with you in the spirit of the dance. It is on us to turn from revenge towards repair, from despair to compassion. I hope we reach out hand in hand and rise, despite the fear, to move from grief to growth. Dance on, friends. May we be part of the peace dance so urgently needed in this holy land and the world. For my mother's home and this motherland, may peace prevail. Let healing help us all sleep well, live well, graceful, grateful for each moment. Sabbath Queen says, pause for peace. Sabbath el Salam. Shabbat Shalom.